Hello and welcome again to next episode of Manfred Mentors. My name is Manfred Moser, and in this episode today, I'm gonna introduce myself a little bit so that you have an idea of what I've been going through in my IT career, what I've learned, and hopefully some of the things that I can share with you. I'm a long-term coder and hacker since the dawn of the internet. Honestly, like here, for example, this is my tux mascot that I don't know how long ago I bought that. Some time ago when I got into Linux with like, I don't know, SUSE 4 point something back of floppy disks. So I've been dabbling with this for a long time, many languages, and over time I enjoyed more and more to teach, got into leading teams, mentoring individuals, and also just more and more got interested into processes, agile development. Back then we talked about XP or extreme programming, and this whole teaching and training teams led me to present at conferences quite regularly on various topics. I still have a bunch of the lanyards here from various places: Google I/O, DevOps Days, more recently places like RSA, Black Hat, JS Conf, and others. And it's always been fun to teach people at these conferences, but also in online training courses with Sonatype Nexus, Dev, CI/CD at Walmart Labs, and many, many others. In the process of creating those training materials, I also learned more and more to write. Ended up doing lots of blog posts, technical blog posts on all sorts of websites, including my own a little bit. But honestly, most of my content is sprinkled around on all sorts of websites. Many of them don't even exist anymore. But I still have some other things to show for that. I'm heavily involved in the open source projects and also many adjacent communities, and then end up getting interested in the whole legal aspect of licenses and that kind of stuff with open source projects. Ended up doing an open source program office lead for a while, and worked on all sorts of different technologies. As I mentioned, I worked on Linux, also got heavily into Java, and then for a while also heavily involved in Android. Here, for example, this is my Android Jelly Bean 4.1 mascot from Google I/O ages ago, or I have some of these other little really cute mascots or Android figurines still hanging around here, some in my house. Over the Android ecosystem, I also was heavily involved in Apache Maven. I got into that, into Android to some degree, and Maven related, because I built an Android application professionally and used Apache Maven to build it, which then led me to write and contribute to this book, Maven, the Definitive Guide, long ago. Was a really good bestseller for O'Reilly. Got taken over by Sonatype, and I managed to work on that at Sonatype, the complete reference, and by example, updated that many times. This book is still available for free, so as far as I know, but it's long out of date. For Sonatype, I then worked on the Sonatype Nexus repository manager and worked on this book. Not many people will probably have a copy of this, but it's really fun to have a paper copy of Nexus repository management with Nexus. This is online now, the documentation. Nexus has changed a lot since then, but it's still a really awesome repository manager. I also worked on CI/CD, as I mentioned, so continuous integration, continuous development, specifically also on the Jenkins project, and then on the resulting fork called Hudson. I was involved in both of them, wrote plugins, helped with licenses and cleanup of the code base and all sorts of stuff. Later down the track, I got heavily involved in the Trino open source project, originally still called Presto, came out of Facebook originally, and was created there by Martin, Dane, and David, my now friends. And I'm over the time became a Trino maintainer and also a Trino event host and stuff. So I ended up with a bunch of Commander Banbans. This is the mascot. You see, it's different sizes, which is kind of funny. And also wrote the book, Presto, the Definitive Guide, which has been really well received. Obviously, it was Presto, the Definitive Guide first. Well, we had to rename it, so it became Trino, the Definitive Guide. it then became a second edition. And the really cool thing is that that I'm really proud of, actually, other people were interested in translating it. So I have a Polish copy here. There is a which one is this? Chinese copy and Japanese copies. Or Chinese as well. Hang on. Anyway, this is an example of how this is all a bit confusing sometimes. Oh yeah, this is the Polish edition. So there's lots of different copies. Pretty cool actually to see a book and not really know what language there is in detail, but still helping users all around the world. And that's also one of the things that I'll be focusing a lot in Manfred Mentors. I'll be showing you how to work on Trino documentation, Trino code. I'm going to run the Trino community broadcast going forward still. I have done 75 something episodes already. I'm going to keep running this, but also run my own show here, and continue to have lots of fun, hopefully, with you all, and maybe share some of the knowledge I have. And hopefully you can also share some of your knowledge with me and we can explore things together. You can find more information, obviously, on my LinkedIn profile, my website, simplyagility.ca. And during the day, you can also find me on the ChainGuard website, where I work as a developer relations engineer to be the safe source for open source, the best open source. And I'm working a lot with Linky there. So hopefully you will join me on my shows here and on some of the ChainGuard events and other Trino events, and out in the community. You'll find my blog posts all over the place. And hopefully I'll see you in my next episode later today, when I'll be working on the Trino community broadcast preparation for the show tomorrow.